Hello, welcome to my live stream on YouTube. Today is Wednesday, the 8th of April, and it's 6 p.m. UK time. And for those who don't know me, I'm a therapist and a coach, and I spend my free time here on YouTube every now and then to give you some recommendations and suggestions. And so if you want to talk about anything to do with mental health, therapy, psychology, human behavior, emotional intelligence, mindset, mindfulness, any of those things or more, that's why I'm here for. And so what the way I normally start my live streams is by reading and commenting on some of my own posts. So hopefully by the time I'm done with that, some of you will be ready to ask me some things about yourself. Okay, let's get started. First post. You can only start to create a reality that you prefer when you stop reacting to the reality that you have created up to this point. What this means is that the life that we experience is the result of our own creation, as in the way we behave, our reactions, our belief, the things we do, the things we don't do, and all of those things are the results of us. And we can either learn how to change ourselves in order to change our reality, or we can react to reality that we have created ourselves. And when we do that, it's like being angry at our own reflection in the mirror. So it's not very helpful. But that also covers the conversation of manifestation and the law of attraction. The way that I see it is that we manifest our reality all the time. When we manifest, we don't want to think of manifesting as in I'm going to visualize a new reality so that it happens in my life at some point. The fact of the matter is that everything about our life is our manifestation already. And we do this every day all the time. And so by changing, again, how we feel, what we think, our habits of thoughts and action and emotions, this is how we upgrade our reality, and we can eventually manifest, create, design a reality that we prefer. I hope it makes sense. Just ask me if it doesn't. We have Dawn Woodland. Hi, Didi. Hello, Dawn. How are you doing today? Is there anything you'd like to talk about? Let me carry on until I have interactions from you guys. Next post. Things don't happen to you, at you, or because of you, and things don't happen for you either. Things happen from you. And whether you believe that they're happening to you, at you, because of you, or for you, depends entirely on your mindset. And so, on one hand, we have people who are very negative. Why is it always happening to me, at me, or because of me? And on the side, we have people who are very positive. Life is happening for you. In reality, life is not happening at us or for us. It's just happening, and we happen to be there. That's it. However, how we're going to experience that will depend on our mindset. And it is our mindset that will dictate whether that experience is going to be as if life was happening for us or to us, at us, or because of us. And that also goes back to my first post that I just mentioned before, talking about manifestation and the law of attraction. Life is happening from us. So whatever we believe about life, about the world, about people, about us in this world is literally what is that will create our reality one day at a time. Next post. If someone you knew unalived themselves and you call them selfish and cowardly, I want you to know that one of the reasons they unalived themselves was most probably because they were tired of living in a world full of people like you. And so this is about empathy and compassion. We never know what's going on in other people's life, and the worst thing we can say about someone who unalived themselves is that they were selfish or cowardly. It's the terrible thing to assume. It's just a judgment. It's just mean, nasty, and that would be one of the reasons why people are finding it difficult to stay alive, because some people are judgmental and cruel, and yeah. Next post. You don't become a better version of yourself by hating who you are. You become a better version of yourself by accepting and acknowledging all the parts within you, especially the ones that you have been neglecting or trying to avoid. So this is basics of therapy. We are many minds, have different parts in you, and we suffer because we believe that some of the parts that exist in us are bad. We have shame and fear, so we repress those parts. And healing is about reconnecting with all the parts within us. It's a very important aspect of healing. But the irony is that when people are trying to heal, or if they want to become a better version of themselves, as in growth, personal development, they don't realize that you must first acknowledge and love all of yourself. Because very often what we do, we say to ourselves, I want to change. I'm not good enough. And now we're coming from a place of self-hatred and again, repressing some aspect of ourselves. Um, I've got a couple of comments. Let me read them. Deal 8. Hello, Didikan. You're really a smart person, and I thank you for sharing your wisdom with us. Thank you. Do you believe in aura? Can a person's aura influence others in a positive or negative way? Yes. So aura is the energy that we radiate, that we emanate all the time. And so the aura is not whether an aura is going to affect others or not. We all have an aura. However, some of us will be able to maybe perceive it more than others. Right? Some of us will be more aware of it, but it's always there. And it doesn't have to be a halo behind us, like we are an angel or a saint. It's really about the fact that we are all made of energy, and everything about us is energy. So we not only the things that we do are going to impact the world. So it's a form of transmutation of energy. The things that we say, the things that we allow, the things that we decide, all of those things are going to impact the world around us, and it's going to impact us as well. But even our very energy, the way we feel. Now there are machines that can measure the magnetic field around us. And, and depending on the emotions that we're going to feel, there's going to be a different vibration, a different frequency. And so there's a lot of studies that are being done more and more so now about it. But we emanate radiation and energy. And so we do this already all the time. If someone, let's say, is very stressed out, or very anxious, they might be in the room and they may not need to say anything, but you will feel that there's something, right? If someone comes with very bad intention, some of us are very attuned to that, and we can feel there's something very off about that person. I don't know what it is, but and the other around, some people are very happy and joyous, and the moment you see them, you smile, you want to speak to them, you want to touch them, you want to give them a hug. You don't know why, I don't know you, but I just like you. And so this is how we impact one another all the time, just by being ourselves. Now, some of us are more able, as I was saying just before, are more able to notice those aura, but we all have that. Does it answer your question, Adil? Dawn Woodland. Extreme selfishness can be narcissism, I'm sure. So I'm not sure what we're talking about, but we can talk about this if you want. What do you mean by extreme selfishness? The way that I see it is that whatever behavior we have is always because of something. So my job is to understand why, as opposed to judge. So when someone comes across as selfish, there's a reason why. Why are people selfish? But we tend to judge because we live in a society that is very judgmental. We've been taught to judge others and to judge ourselves all the time. We need to compare, we need to believe that we're better than others, or at least try our best to be a good person, and all of those things. And in reality, whatever behavior that we may display, could it be selfishness, can be understood from a different perspective. And if we can understand, now we may be able to communicate, fix things, reconnect with them, as opposed to judge them, creating more separation. But again, I'm not sure what you're talking about. So, what do you mean by extreme selfishness? I'm happy to go in that direction if you want, Dawn, but I need more from you to understand what you're thinking, please. Clemens, how do I relax without substances? have emotional trauma. It's a long road. It's different for all of us. At the moment, maybe substances are the easiest thing for you to feel solace from the, the expressions of trauma that you experience. And so, how do I relax with a substance? I don't know if you can. We are all at a different stage of our journey. And I used to be myself. So I've been traumatized. I used to be addicted. And I have a lot of conditions as well. So I totally understand. But what we need to realize is that whatever you have come up with, at some point, you decided to have that thing in your life because it served a purpose. And so the addiction is there because it makes you feel better for you. As far as you are concerned, if you've been traumatized, whatever addiction that you're talking about, whatever substance that you're having is there to, it's a solution to the feeling that you have of fear, stress, anxiety, overwhelm, discomfort, anything that, anyway, you can call it, whatever is related to your trauma, you have needed a system to deal with that, and this is what you're doing with the substance. And so the way I would look after you would be to first get to know you and then address the substance intake. As long as you do that, you can't do much because it's going to affect your brain, it's going to affect your body, it's going to affect the way you function, it's going to affect the very places that we need to access in order to find out the answers of your problems and heal. So how do I relax without substances? As long as you're addicted, it's going to be tricky. Now, you may know some things that you do yourself. Maybe going for a walk relaxes you, listening to some music relaxes you, maybe painting relaxes you, maybe cooking food that you enjoy, maybe watching some movies that you enjoy. Whatever it is, we have different ways to relax, and this is for you to find out what it is. But if you are addicted to substances, this is a priority. This is a big problem that I would urge you to focus on, as opposed to trying to keep the substance and still finding a way to relax. And we want to address your problems one at a time in order of priority. And so, yes, we can talk about this if you want, Clement. Again, I used to be addicted myself up to the age of 38, so I'm very, very, very familiar with that sort of conversation. JJ4239. Hello, Didi. Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much, JJ, for taking the time to tap this. I'm doing well indeed, and I hope that you're doing well as well. Tips.jpg. If you feel like a burden to your parents when you're a child, is that it is so difficult to ask for help as an adult? Let me try to understand. If you feel like a burden to your parents when you were a child, is that it is so difficult to ask for help as an adult? I think I'm trying to understand. So what you're saying is that if you felt like a burden to your parents when you were a child, then that will make it difficult for you to ask for help as an adult. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Yes. The inability to ask for help is a trauma response. Some of us, we can never ask for help. So it's not just a trauma response. Some of us also could be on the autism spectrum. It could be this or that and that, many different things. But very often it's true that when we had a difficult childhood, seeking help, expressing ourselves, being ourselves, feeling our emotions, all of those things are going to be repressed. And it's very easy to see how so many of us have some unhealed wounds and baggage. So many people, we take it for granted. We believe that it's people's personality. They're shy, they're introvert, but it's not like that. The way that I see it is that, again, any patterns of behavior are all the result of something that happened to us in childhood. Everything. Everything is about us adapting to whatever we've been through in childhood. So yes, absolutely. If you felt like a burden to your parents, then it meant that they were not very responsive to you when you needed them. So you've learned that maybe it was safer, or but it was pointless for you to express yourself anyway. So you stopped doing this and you try to do everything on your own. Adil, yes, you did. Thanks a lot. Fantastic. Thank you, Adil. I'm glad I did. Lifestyle Chat. Hello, Didi. How is your day going today? My day is going very well. Thank you so much for asking. Very good day so far. Also because of the weather. So I've done some stuff, I've done some work, I've been to the gym, but I spent some time outside. And today in London is going to go up till, it was up to 25 degrees with a lot of sun. So it's like the first day of summer, and it's really, really glorious because you can really feel everyone being happy. Everyone is different. Everyone is light-hearted and playful, and it's really, really nice. And also the warmth, the heat, the smell of the flowers, the trees, all of those things, all of those smells are enhanced because of the heat. And so, yeah, life is great. Thank you for asking. How about you? A lifestyle chat. There are so many things to talk about. I have for a long time thought about getting counseling. I haven't yet. There's really too much. One thing at a time. It's too much if you're thinking about everything, of course. If you think about just one thing, we can talk about anything that you want, just one thing at a time. And this is how we want to live our life, one thing at a time. We get overwhelmed. We get under pressure, stressed out and anxious because we are focusing on everything. And we want to solve or have or do or achieve everything right around now. And one of the most simple things that we can all start to practice is one thing at a time. One moment at a time, one breath at a time, one baby step at a time, one little movement forward at a time is enough. And because life is made of time, as you focus on something one at a time, when once it is done, you do something else. And then again, and eventually you will have more clarity into your life and lightness here if you have to deal with emotional stuff. Um, Lifestyle chat. Lately, I start to think and realize I don't know how I'm expected to deal with most things in my life. Why my life has gone a certain way. Okay, so you are looking at yourself from the perspective of someone who's expecting from something from you, right? I'm just reading literally what you said. You said, I don't know how I am expected to deal with most things in my life. And this is what you want to change. There may be some people who expect me to do some things, but I don't care. It's their problem. It's their business. I know my worth. I know what I'm good at. I know what matters to me. And I know that I'm surrounding myself with people who can see me, who accept me, who understand me, who supports me, and who I support back. But we don't expect anyone to behave in any which way because we accept each other. That's the difference. We tend to grow up in society where people are putting this stuff into our head. Our parents, our teachers, are very rigid upbringing. We teach us that we need to behave in a certain way, we need to tick certain box, otherwise we're not good enough. We won't be accepted or loved by people. And so, because of that, we end up thinking like that. But in reality, all you need to do is to switch this and think to yourself, what does matter to me in this moment? Focus on yourself. Self first. Don't worry about what others think. Doesn't matter. Dawn Woodland, have you heard the saying, you can take a pig, clean it, and it will still return to the mud? I heard someone say, yes, yes, there's many variations of that. I know one in French, and I think there's the same in English or in Spanish. No matter how much you dress up a pig, it's still a pig or something like that. And I find it sad because I love pigs. I think we need to stop demonizing pigs. Pigs are beautiful and very intelligent creatures. But I understand what you mean. Okay, so I understand that. Are you angry at someone? Are you venting? Are you expressing yourself because you feel very bad about something? No. I'm happy if you do that. But I'm trying to understand where you're coming from, Dawn. Lifestyle chat. It is too much. I don't know why God gives me these particular things to deal with, or why or how He expects me to deal with them. With it is too much. So if you believe in God, I'd say that God is giving all those things for you to grow out of those experiences. God wants you to grow and become a better human being. So it's giving you a lot of challenges so that you can learn from those things. I don't believe in God myself. I believe in the universe, but it's the same thing. I believe that everything in our life happens for a reason if we can find the reason. Everything is a potential lesson in disguise, and it's for us to learn about it. If you look at it like, it's too much, then we're going to be overwhelmed. And as long as we feel like that, it's not going to be a great experience. Um, what we want to do is to realize, okay, I was overwhelmed. It was an experience. Now let's move on and let's try something else. What I want to do is to feel better about myself. So what I'm going to do is to take one thing at a time and do my best to adjust to that thing, to recalibrate to it, to learn and to grow from it. But then again, I don't know your emotional state. We're all in different place here and there. So if you're overwhelmed, there could be other things, and we can talk about this if you want. Lifestyle chat. There's no particular things. For example, I've never been SA'd or been through extreme trauma like so many people, but it is still too much. You don't need to have been SA'd to find it too much. So many of us, we suffer from anxiety, from depression, from existential crisis. There's all sort of things that can get us to be unhappy. And also, trauma can also be a passive form of trauma. Some people, many of us were traumatized not because we've been essayed, not because we have been physically assaulted, not because we have experienced a physical trauma, as in natural disaster or something physical like that. For many of us, the trauma is passive, as in we didn't get what we needed as a child. So we all have needs as a child. We need to be loved. We need to feel safe. We need to be seen and heard. We need to be valued. We need to know that we matter without having to do anything about it, just for who we are. And if we don't have those needs, then we will not feel safe. And that's how our brain will start to create things to look after ourselves. But over time, we develop into all the problems that we suffer from in adulthood. Um, and so we can talk about this, but very often also people who grew up in some places that are very, let's say, religious can have a lot of problems. And it's not because of the religion, it's because of the way people are using the religion. And the problem with many people who are using religions badly is that they are basically creating mental health problems. If you think about the main tenets of Christianity, one is you're born a sinner. So before you know it, you're born bad. So we have a lot of shame. It's just that it's horrible. And then there's the idea that there's a hell and a heaven. So now we're living in anxiety, fear. I mean, I don't want to end up in hell. Children are literally being traumatized by parents telling them that there's a hell, that we're going to burn forever, and it's a horrible thought. And then finally, you need a savior. You're not going to be able to do it on your own. And so what it means is that the last one is teaching us that we're not enough. No matter how hard I try, I will never be able to be enough. I need a savior. I need something that comes from the outside to come and save my day. And this is why we're all waiting for something to happen. We're all waiting for a savior or to save us. And and as long as we're waiting for something to happen, nothing's going to happen. And we suffer from that. And so I'm not saying that religion is bad, because it's not. It's just that in many communities where people are very religious, they use it wrongly. And instead of teaching love, compassion, forgiveness, connection, togetherness, is teaching division, shame, blame, scapegoating, fear, anxiety, hatred of others, and so on and so forth, self righteousness. And so that could be the reason. Maybe there are parts of you who are suffering. Maybe you suffer from some limiting belief to do with religion. But again, it may not, right? But I'm just saying this because you talk about God. That's all that popped out in my mind when I read what you said. Uh, it could be millions of things. Kay Stevens, hi Didi. Hello, Kay. Lifestyle chat. Yes, the weather makes everything better indeed. I went to see the doctor, and inside there were some people wearing some sunglasses and indoors. There's no need for that. But I was happy for them because they had an opportunity to put the sunglasses on and go out and show the sunglasses and enjoy it. So I can appreciate that. Dawn, how would you explain narcissism? Narcissism, so there are two ways to explain it. Narcissism is a behavior. And what it means is we all have some level of narcissism. And very often people conflate this with narcissistic personality disorder. Uh, and that's why a lot of people say, oh, you have to stop calling everyone a narcissist. And it's true. Not everyone is a narcissist. However, we all have some narcissistic tendencies. And so when people say that person is a narcissist, I don't believe that they necessarily mean that that person has NPD. So that person is diagnosed. I think what they mean is that that person is displaying narcissistic traits. and we don't like this. So let me read to you. Narcissism, it's a personality style defined by excessive self-centeredness and inflated sense of self-importance, with a deep need for admiration and a lack of empathy for others. That's it. So basically, as a child, most children are terribly narcissistic. We all are. But as we grow up, we learn how to be empathic, we learn how to have perspective, we learn how to deal, connect, interact with people in society. But core trait of narcissism, grandiosity, arrogance, superiority, and a sense of entitlement. Behavioral example, constantly turning conversations to themselves, needing constant praise, exploiting others for personal gain, and reacting with rage or shame to criticism. So this is the personality style. Now, there's the narcissistic personality disorder. And just like with any conditions, it's the same, but at a whole different level. And so the difference between someone who is displaying some aspect of narcissism and someone who is a narcissist would be how bad it is affecting the quality of life and the quality of life of the people around them. Again, it's like for everything, same thing with depression or anxiety or anything at all. We all experience depression, we all experience anxiety, we all experience overthinking, we all experience self-sabotage, we all experience narcissism. But when it's going to be a label will be down to the frequency, the intensity, the duration, the level of amplitude, how much it's going to affect, how often, to which extent it's going to affect our interactions with people and the way we see ourselves as well. Because people with NPD, they suffer from that. It's a terrible condition to have. And it sucks for everyone around them, but also for them. So yes, this is what narcissism is, Dawn. Tips.jpg. A psilocybin experience made my worries the proper size once. I still sometimes get caught up in the first world problems. Thanks for being cool. All right, okay. I'm not sure what you're referring to, but if I had said something, I forgot maybe. If I've said something that was helpful to you, I'm happy about this. Thank you. Dawn, we are all unique, right down to our fingerprints. Yes, we are indeed. We are all very different, and that's why we exist. Every single one of us, we come here in this life, in this planet, because we need to explore our uniqueness. When people say, "Oh, I don't want my children to think that they're special because it's going to get them to be entitled," they get it wrong. They're just projecting their own ignorance of the issue and their own fears as well, um, because because we are all special. Being special, however, doesn't mean that we have to be entitled. It's very different, right? So yes, we're all unique, we're all special, and we come into this life to find out what is so special about ourselves so that we can really milk that thing, explore that thing, discover that thing, and share it with others. Clements, I think I have troubles dealing with stress without substances because my covert narcissist mother was no emotional support during my childhood. How can I grow from it? So the first thing you want to do when you want to heal, you want to make the difference between understanding what happened to you and understanding how you can change from your standpoint. So the reason I'm saying this is because you say I have trouble dealing with the stress without the substances because of my mum. It's not because of your mum. Your mum has created that amongst other things that is getting you to be into that state where you need substances, right? But as long as you still think that it's because of your mum, you won't be able to heal because what can you do? It's because of your mum. It's because of her, it's because of him, it's because of them, it's because of bad luck. As long as you believe that, there's nothing you can do about it. So the first thing we want to do is to change the narrative. Why am I feeling like that? What can I do about this? Now, of course, the things that happened to you are real. It sucked. It was horrible. I get you. And I'm with you. I will never victim shame or victim blame. What I'm doing here is to change the narrative so that we can start to feel empowered a little bit already. Instead of thinking, it's because of that I'm like that. Think, you know what, this happened. However, I can learn how to understand why my system developed in such ways that get me to need that in order to feel better about myself in this moment. Hope it makes sense. So my co-narcissist mother was no emotional support, so that's the cause of the reason. What's the root cause of the problem during my childhood? How can I grow from it? Um, Therapy. You want the best thing that I can suggest you is to seek professional help because you seem to have quite a lot on your plate. It's like someone telling me, "I've got cancer. What juice should I have to heal?" There needs more than that. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't heal without therapy. There's a lot of different ways. I would never be that person who will say to you, if you don't do this, you will never get there. I don't believe in that. I believe that life can have a lot of surprise, and it certainly did for me. The miracles do happen. However, we don't want to rely on the miracles if we can do something about it now. And so therapy, but also if you don't enjoy the idea of therapy, you can always learn to understand more about yourself. You can read books, you can do some courses, you can watch some videos, you can learn more about your mind. You can learn more about meditation, mindfulness, you can learn about somatic exercises, you can learn about mindful breathing, you can learn about many things, that tons of things that you can do. But it's for you to go on that journey. And so this is why if you seek professional help, that person will be more able to guide you in your journey and to find out what is best for you at different time for you. Um, does it help, Clemence? But yes, the way we grow from the past, the way we grow from trauma is by doing the work. We need to take this seriously. We need to realize that this is my job, I've got to do this. And until I do it, it's not going to go anywhere. We live in a society that makes us believe that there's such thing as the magic pill, the magic wand, the magic one solution to everything. And this is capitalist system that makes us believe those things so that we can sell those things to us. But in reality, nothing of such exists. Nothing exists because of one reason. And so nothing is fixed because of one solution. It's about understanding the bigger picture of yourself and finding out what are the many things that have affected you and how you can address all of those things so that eventually you can think and feel better about yourself. It's a journey, right? There's no shortcut to it. But then again, you have your whole life. If you don't feel like it, it's okay. You do your things. We can function with a lot of baggage. I did. I certainly did myself up to the age of 38. But the sooner we can change, then the sooner we can explore a different life. Kay Stevens, yes, you have to watch old families' expectations where you feel taken for granted. Great subject for the day. Thank you, Kay. Lifestyle chat. You say you don't believe in God, but the universe. My belief is that people who say this because they don't want to sound or come across as religious, but God is a person, the universe is not a person. So this is the thing. You said it yourself, and you're right. This is your belief. And it's okay. I respect it, right? My belief is the universe. I don't believe in God because I don't believe that, because I understand projection. And I believe that there are more than 7,000 religions that we know of at this point in time. So there are lots of different gods. And all the gods have been created at the image of the people who look up to them. So it's very simple. And also, why is your God better than others? I believe that all gods exist. I believe that there's only the universe, but we create something that we feel comfortable with. And so for some people, it will be easier for them to believe in Allah. For some people, it will be easier to believe in Jesus. For some people, it would be easier to believe in Buddha or Krishna or whoever. For some people, it would be easier to believe in the big juju in the mountain or the spirit of the forest. And it doesn't matter. We have different ways to deal with things, and we create divinities that we can relate to. Um, and so, if you say that you believe in God and you think that it is a he and a person, okay, no problem. Some people believe that it's a she or that it's a them, and it's also okay. Um, that's just belief. No one knows anything. This is which is literally what belief means. Something that we believe, and this is why there's so much problem because people conflate belief with fact. It's not a fact that what I believe is true. It is true for you. It is true for me. It is true for whoever believes in those things. But it's not a fact. It's not a fact as in it's not true for everyone. And as long as something is not true for everyone, it cannot be a fact. But it's okay. Belief is enough. Right? And so it is my belief that the best way to deal with religion is not to choose which God wins or that there are no gods. It is to accept that all gods exist, all gods are valid, including not believing in God, including science. It's okay, everything is okay. It's about learning how to tolerate the fact that we are all different, we all have different beliefs, and we all have a different relationship with God, with the universe, with anything that is bigger than us, with science, and it's okay. Lifestyle chat. You said a while back, prayer is not useful. I don't believe this either. Prayer is very helpful, can also cause miracles, and there is proof of this. Okay, so this is your belief, right? I'm not going to go into the conversation because I can see that you believe in that, and I don't want you. I'm not trying to convince anyone. I will never convince anyone of anything anymore. Well, I used to do that like anyone, like all of us when I was a bit younger. But I understand that we all live in our bubble. Every single one of us, we experience a different reality. And so, if I was going to try to convince you that your beliefs are wrong, I will be stepping into your reality. And I don't want to do that. Whatever you believe is your choice, it's your adventure, it's your experience, and it's fine by me. I accept you, I tolerate you, and I will not change or even think about wanting to change any of your beliefs. All I'm doing is sharing with you my belief. You can accept me or you can not accept me. That's it. Love me or leave me. It is that simple. And this is how we should be doing in our lives. When we meet people, love me or leave me. We are either aligned or we are not, and it's okay. I wish you all the best, but I'm not going to try to get you to change for me. And I'm not going to change for you either. We are either aligned or not. We can grow together or not, but we don't need to change. Hope it makes sense. Lifestyle chat. Lifestyle chat. But nevertheless, as you've said many times, this is a channel for mental health discussion and therapy, not for religious discussion. It's the same. Anything is about psychology because anything is going to impact how we experience life. Everything is going to impact how we feel about ourselves and about our mental and emotional state as well. And so even politics, I can talk about politics in great length as long as it's connected with understanding why people are the way they are. So I'll carry on, but I have to stand up for my belief. It's okay. You don't have to stand up for your belief because I am not challenging you, lifestyle chat. I'm just sharing with you what I believe. And I accept that you believe in Jesus. I accept that some people believe in anything. I really accept everything. I don't judge anyone, but I would like you to accept me. Right? That's it. And if you don't accept the things that I believe in, it's okay. As you said, we can talk about something else. K. Stevens. And they want money to get into heaven. Explain that one. So those are some people, right? Again, religion is not a bad thing, but some people, they are the religious narcissists, they're the ones using religion to get money from people to buy the jet, you know. But even if you look at the Vatican or any religions, so if you go during the Renaissance, the place where people used and put the most money was in God. So the temples were always beautiful. Again, everything is made of gold. Everyone is starving, but it's okay because there's gold everywhere in the church. And I was watching a video today about a beautiful mosque in Iraq, and the ceiling is covered with things that look like diamonds. It's absolutely amazing. And so this is the how much people are going to show their adoration for their God. But again, if you want to have connection with God, you don't need any of those things. You just need to believe, and you just need to find a way to pray, to meditate, to connect with God, with the universe, with nature, with this moment, whatever what you call it. Uh, all of those things are what people do, but it's not the religion. Dawn Woodland. I was the eldest of four and was always told you should know better, you are the eldest. So this is a terrible thing to do because that prevents you from just being carefree. You have responsibility. You are grown up already, and you are missing out on your own childhood. And that affects you because now you have a sense of yourself where you're going to always maybe look after others automatically, even though sometimes you would rather people look after you and ask you how you feel about yourself. Dawn, I never really had time to be a child. Yes, what I said, sadly. Lifestyle chat. Hello, I missed half the discussion. I got cut off. Back on again. Okay. So just a reminder, all of my live streams are to be replayed the following day. So if you find it interesting and if you want to replay it, it takes typically a day for YouTube to fully upload the live stream. But by tomorrow morning, this, whatever we're going to go through, will be available to be replayed. Clement, you think truth is subjective, but Jesus said, I'm the truth, the way, the light in the Bible. Yes, Jesus said that. I mean, people said that Jesus said that. No one knows anything. But if you look at all the books, all the prophets, all the books, all the people said other things. This is not a proof, right? If I look in my collection of comic books, Spider-Man said a lot of things, right? Superman, Santa, whatever. Because someone said something doesn't mean anything. It is because you have been made to believe that this was the truth, and so this is your reality. So again, I'm not challenging your belief, but I'm challenging maybe your level of critical thinking, if you want. This is what we call circular thinking. Why do you believe that God is true and exists? Because it's written in the Bible. But then who wrote the Bible? We all know that the Bible has been written by many people over a long period of time, and no one has ever met Jesus in person. And so there you go. But if we've been conditioned by our community to believe that this is a very special book, then it's going to create what we call cognitive dissonance. We won't be able to see what the rest of the world can see. There's no proof or evidence for God. There's only a bias that is subconscious, that is going to change the way we are going to experience that reality, and we're going to really see God and Jesus everywhere. Now, it doesn't mean that God doesn't exist. It doesn't mean that Jesus doesn't exist. What it means is that the fact that it's written in the Bible and that someone said that Jesus said that doesn't mean anything. That's what I'm saying. Clemens, how can I overcome weed addiction? Again, we need to understand why we needed addiction in the first place. There's a reason why we need to be addicted. We have a propensity for it. And so we need to know more about you. The addiction is not the problem, it's the solution to a problem. So think about a fire and a smoke. The weed is literally the smoke. And the fire will be the trauma. It will be the anxiety. It will be the overwhelm. It will be the depression and any of those things. So you want to address both. You want to find out, why do I need to smoke weed in the first place? And then also address the weed, because whatever you've done for a long time has become a habit. And now your body, your brain is accustomed to it and needs it. So we want to address both things. Chris Heaton. Hello, Chris. How are you doing? It's a bit hot. Gosh, it's hotter than I thought it was going to be. What I like to do is to drop my shirt, not in front of you guys, but take away. I've got a vest underneath. Just bear with me, please. But I don't want to do striptease on YouTube. I'm still here. Just bear with me, please. Where's the mic? Is there? Gosh, it's summer. I've got a whole collection of short sleeves shirts. So that I will have to undust soon, I think. Okay. So I haven't had any more comments since I decided to take my vest off. Gosh. One day it's cold, the next day it's too hot. So, yes. No comment. So I hope that I haven't upsetted any of you who believes in Jesus. I mean, if you feel upset about that, there's nothing I can do about it. I need to speak out my truth. But again, I'm not against Jesus. I love Jesus. But I also love Buddha and Allah and all of them. Lifestyle chat. So my mom left home when I was 7. Okay. Okay. Tell me more. I need to know more about yourself. Do you still see your mom? Is she still alive? Do you think about her a lot? Does she still affect you? Or are you totally cut off from her? Or maybe she's passed away? Lifestyle chat. Yes, I wasn't really affected by this. Okay, good. Thank you. When it comes to trauma, the first thing that we want to do is to address our immediate environment. So what you want to do is to make sure that you are feeling safe where you are right now. So if you still live in ways that are, or places, and circumstances that still make you feel unsafe, it's going to be difficult. You're going to be overwhelmed. Stress and anxiety are going to get you to need the weed to find solace from the stress and anxiety. So number one thing, you need to create a space in your life that is safe. Then you want to also address your physical self. You want to have a lifestyle that is going to help you feel better about yourself. So the basic ones: sleep well, eat well, move, socialize, meditate, go out in nature and sunshine, do things that make you happy, be creative, all those things. And also environment. Make sure that you're not surrounded by toxicity. Make sure that you're not in places that are full of judgment and pressure and negativity. And then the third thing would be to address your emotional triggers. So this is what we do with therapy. But if you don't like the idea of therapy, you can always address the lifestyle and the environment. There are three things always: lifestyle, environment, and emotional subconscious triggers. Parisa. Hi Didi. Hello Parisa. Lifestyle chat. My older sister, she's 9 years older than me, okay? She basically took over the role of caregiver of mom, if you like, or mom, okay? So she became mom number 2. Jacomina Hofmister. Hello Didi. Hello Jacomina. Lifestyle chat. She had a nervous breakdown many years later. She had mental health concerns for many years. Okay, so I get it. Okay. What I want to know is if she's still alive now and if you still see her. That's the first thing. And also, do you believe that you have some conditions yourself? Because there's that as well. That makes a big difference. And we can go back to my previous conversation. Do you look after your body, your physical health? Are you aware of it? Lifestyle chat. She made a big thing to her counselor and whatnot about taking over the role of mom, looking after me and my younger brother. Yes, they're all still alive. Okay. Should you still see them? Because it doesn't sound like they're much fun to be around, right? My first course of action is to make sure that you don't see them. Because if you keep seeing them, they keep putting the finger in your wound and that will prevent it from healing. Lifestyle chat. Yes, I look after my body. Okay. That's a good start. Maybe what we can do is to address the moments when you need to smoke. What are the patterns that get you to smoke weed? Let's talk about this. What is that moment where you feel stressed out and overwhelmed? What thoughts do you have? What is happening to you? What time of the day? What are the patterns? There must be patterns that get you to smoke weed. If I keep seeing who? Your mom and your sister. For those who are new who are just watching, I'm chatting with you guys, and anyone who has questions, just ask me. Lifestyle chat. Yes, I see them every day. Okay, So maybe that's something that you want to address. If they are toxic to you, if they have hurt you when you were younger and they're still like that now, then the first thing that you want to do is to keep away from them. Because otherwise, you will always be overwhelmed. You will always be reminded that you are not enough, that you're inferior somehow. And because of that, you will feel terrible and you will need to smoke weed. Yeah. It's like there's a silly joke like that. There's a man who keeps on hitting himself with a hammer. And someone asked him, "Why do you hit your head with a hammer?" And the guy said, "Because when I stop, it feels good." And so this is a terrible joke. It was a terrible example also. But what I'm trying to say is that if something is hurting you and you need to smoke weed to feel better about that, stop exposing yourself to that thing. Dawn, my parents broke up when I was 2, remarried, and mum broke up again to marriage. It really affected me. Okay. How is it affecting you now, though? Do you still think about it? Do you believe that it has affected your character, your personality, your behavior? Giacomina, my 33-year-old daughter met a great guy and moved out of the city. Her last message to me was, "Get a life." How can the hurt of being tossed aside like this? Yes, we're very close and very ... So I don't know. You need to find out what happened. Sometimes we don't realize what happens because it's unnormal, and a lot of things that we do are actually hurtful to others, and we don't even realize this. And I know this particularly well because I was the same, and I came to a realization after many, many, many years. In fact, I had a discussion yesterday with one of my friends, who also happened to be my ex, and I was telling her how I felt terrible that I always belittled her. I always put her down. I was always mean and nasty to her. And I did that because that's all that I knew, because this is what I've been brought up to be. So because of my things happening to me with my parents, my family, with my bullies, I've learned to be cruel, to be very hard on myself. And so I will be hard on her. I'll be hard on everyone. I'll be judgmental. I'll be judging everyone. I'll be always telling people, or thinking to myself, "Oh, that person, look at them. They look like rubbish. Ha, ha, ha. How dare they come out like that with this sort of hair?" Or stupid things like that. I would judge them stupid. I would judge everyone, like I was talking about my ex. I would always belittle her and call her stupid and never listen to her and get her to be seen. And it was horrible. And she was traumatized. She didn't want to see me for 2 years as a friend. Um, and now I get it. Because I was that person, I was cruel, I was mean, I was nasty, and I didn't even know it. I really didn't. It's all that I knew. Again, I've got bipolar, borderline personality disorder, CPTSD, so I've got some conditions that explains. But it's still up to me to realize that I don't want to become that person anymore. And so with parents and children, when children are cutting off, it's always because of something that is happening in the relationship. And if the parents don't realize, it is because they don't realize that their behavior is not perceived by the kid the same way they intended to behave like. I never intended to hurt people like that for 38 years of my life. I was horrid to everyone. I was horrid to myself. I spoke to myself the way people spoke to me when I was a child, and that's also the way I spoke to everyone else. So the example that I often give is that if I dropped some coffee, for instance, on my shirt, I would go, "Ah, what a fucking idiot, what's wrong with me?" I'd be very aggressive and very angry at myself. And then I realized one day, why am I so mean to myself? Why can't I say, "Oh, it's okay, it happened, it's not a big deal, let's clean that up"? And that's because I didn't know. Because this is how I've been brought up, this is how I've been spoken to, and so that ended up being how I relate to people in the world. We live in a very cruel world where everyone is like that. Society is very harsh. And sadly, more often than not, we're being taught and told to be cruel to others and self. We don't even know it. And so, Giacomina, I don't know you, but that could be the reason, perhaps, right? What do you think? Lifestyle chat. I find that really strange that you conclude that I shouldn't see them. Okay, why do you find it strange? I'm talking from someone who is there to help people. I have my own expertise of this thing. I've been doing it for a while now, and so that's some things that I would suggest to you. Now, if you find it difficult, we can talk about this. But from my perspective, it's very, very obvious. The first thing that you want to do is to do that. Because they are hurting you. Lifestyle chat. What brings you to that conclusion? Because they're hurting you. Just 1 second, please. Could you get the door, please? Sorry about that. What brings you to this conclusion? That I will always be overwhelmed, feeling inferior. I didn't say anything like that. It's not a conclusion, it's an assumption. I don't know you. I'm working with what I have. So I have some words and I'm trying to make my best. So if it's wrong, if it's not correct, do correct me. I'm not saying that I know everything. I'm just trying to have a conversation and give some help based on what I'm given. So based on what I'm given, this is what I come up with. But if you tell me that it's wrong, but it's not correct, do correct me. And I will have new data about you. Okay? Joe the boy, I wrestled control from a friend's birthday planning group because everything was being left to the last minute. The event I arranged went well, but many of my friends are upset I took control by myself. Okay? So what is the problem? Joe, I wrestled control from a friend's birthday planning. What is the problem? Do you believe that you are always or often creating that sort of situation? Or is the problem the fact that people don't get you and don't understand you? What are we focusing on, please, Joe? Lifestyle chat. Strange, you are very right. Okay, so we we agree eventually. Giacomina, interesting. Thank you, Giacomina. It's not easy to face our shadow part. We all have shadow parts, and as long as we are not aware of ourselves, we're going to ignore those parts, and we're going to just carry on being that person and being horrible to everyone without even realizing it. Dawn Woodland. I have one proper brother, two half brother, one half sister, two step brother, two step sisters. Confusing. It's a big family. Chacomila, but we were very loving, very close. Okay. I don't know. I was not there, so I just have few words from you. So all I'm saying is that there's a situation. She doesn't want to see you anymore, and now you say that you are very close. So maybe there's something else. Maybe she has. How can I say? Nothing is ever just this or that, right? Everything is always the result of many things happening. And so maybe the person that she's with now get her to realize something about herself, and now she's finally doing what she wanted to do, and now it's come across as such. Sometimes people hold resentment for many years, and they don't show it, they don't tell it, because they're trying to pretend it to be normal and to be okay. So they can come across as warm, as close, because they don't want to face this. But at some point, it's got to be addressed. And maybe that person that she's dating now has gotten her to finally take the step to do that thing that she felt she always wanted to do, which is to tell you that she didn't want to see you anymore. So there could be that. I don't know. There could be millions of reasons. But that's one thing that comes into my mind. Again, I was talking about that conversation that I had yesterday with my ex, and we were talking about a friend that we have in common. And he's a childhood friend of mine, and I've lost contact with him. I've been trying to contact him for a long time, and she told me that he didn't want to see me. But what I didn't realize is that he had resentment from our small childhood, things that I have forgotten about. And so, but we've been friends and seeing each other for decades. But something happened, and then finally he decided to no longer see me. And so again, it's one of those situations that could be potentially what is happening to you. Maybe something happened and she has never really forgiven you in the past, but she tried to cover it, to forgive you, to move on, but she couldn't. And then now she's met that guy, she can finally make this happen, and it's important to her. So this is it. But again, it's just an assumption. I don't know. Dawn, it has impacted my mental health. Okay. Yep. Giacomina, I guess my question really is, I am traumatized. Constant grieving, how can I heal? You can heal by changing the narrative. If you are traumatized, if you are constantly thinking about it and grieving about it, it's because the narrative that you have about the situation is hurting you. What did I do wrong? What's wrong with me? Why is life so unfair? Why are people so horrible? I don't know what it is, but whatever that it is, you have a narrative that's getting you to feel terrible about it. So you can find a way to change the narrative. You can think to yourself. So I don't know, again, I don't know the situation, but it could be so many things. But you could think to yourself, this is not because of me, this is not because they are bad. Life happens, we're all different, and it's got nothing to do with me. And I'm going to do my best to focus on myself, and I hope that at some point we can reconnect. And if not, I wish her the best, and I hope that she's happy. That's the sort of things that I would encourage you to do. Try to change the narrative. Instead of keep on thinking, why is it happening to me? Why are they so horrible always like that? Or, sort of things. Switch it around. I tell yourself, I accept that we all change. We all are harboring tons of trauma that no one knows about. And no one has taught us how to share and talk about those things. And so, yeah, accept that you only knew what you knew, and we're all growing and learning every day. And as long as you do your best to focus on the things that makes you feel better, that's all that matters. We can't change the past, but we can change how we're going to think about the past. We can't change the situation that's happening now, more often than not, but we can change our experience of it. And we do this by changing the narrative, by changing our interpretation of it. Does it make sense, Jacomina? Lifestyle chat. I'm trying to understand how you came to those conclusions. I didn't say much, not even half the story. Oh, that's because this is what I do. Because I always ask people to give me details, but very rarely, very seldom do people give me details. And so I have to come up with things. I'm using my intuition and I'm doing some guesstimations, right? Now, I don't always get it right. But the thing is that if I don't assume things, if people don't give me any more details, I've got nothing to talk about. So I believe that this is all that people are ready to give me. And so I have to work with that and do my best to come up with something. So this is why I come up with those things. Joe the boy, about my question earlier, how can I apologize for the part I did wrong? Oh, right, I can get it. Because I took control of the planning process. Okay, so just say, I'm sorry, guys. It's very simple. Tell them, guys, I hate to be that guy. I couldn't help myself. And I would like to apologize. I would like to promise you that I will do my best to not do this again in the future. And apologies is really about telling people that you will not do it again. It's not just having a pass for so that you can chill out together again. It's really about telling them, I've learned something. I feel sorry that I hurt your feelings. Your feelings matter. I see you. And I couldn't help myself because of XYZ, but I'm going to work on myself because I don't like to be that person anymore. And I hope that you can forgive me. Yes. Does it help, Joe? Dishard 212. Please give me a suggestion on how to stop offering solutions or help for my option when not asked for them. I don't understand. Please give me a suggestion on how to stop offering solutions or help for my option when not asked for them. That sounds very fishy. Oops. If you're a troll, you're not welcome on my page. Just bear with me. My watch just told me that it's time for me to post my third TikTok post of the day. So I'm going to do this just now. You never lose anyone. And then I'm going to get back to you straight away. Just want to make sure that this is posted and out. I think it is. Okay, so let's get back. So back to this. I don't understand your question, but it sounds very, very dodgy. And so there's a place and time for everything. I have humor. I love to laugh, but I'm creating a safe space here to talk about mental health. So if you have something you would like to talk about, please rephrase this in a way that I can understand. But if I feel that there's anything dodgy, I will have to block you, I'm afraid, because it's very important that everyone feels safe in that space. Hope you can understand that. Thank you, Disat. Parisa, hi Didi. How do I succeed without any support in my life? No family, no friendship. Should I make my inner dialogue more positive? Is that the only way? You want to realize that you have support, but you're expecting support from some people, and you're not having support from them. And so, as long as you focus on why is my friend or my family, why are they not there to help me, you're going to reinforce that sense of self that you have about yourself. As in, no one loves me, no one cares about me, there's no one ever there for me. And as long as you do that, now that will become your experience. You're going to feel lonely, you're going to feel disempowered, you're going to feel helpless, you're going to feel terrible about yourself. What you want to do is to find support. There's support everywhere because the world is full of people. Society is made of people, and so you can find support in with your neighbors, with your friends, with your colleagues, with strangers on the bench, on the park. It's about you realizing that there are a lot of good people out there. And so I'm not sure what you mean by support, but any kind of support that you need exists somewhere, and it's for you to find it. But as long as you're expecting for some people to give you that support, you may never get it from them. You may never get it because you are restricting your options to those people who have never given you any support. And so seek the support, create that support for yourself. You know, there's a say in French, and it's a Christian say, aide-toi et le ciel t'aidera. And what it means is help yourself, and then the sky will help you, something like that. So realize that your attitude, your energy, your mindset will determine how your life is going to unfold. If you believe, you know what, I feel supported, I'm going to make it happen. One baby step at a time. I'm going to find a solution. I'm going to meet people. I'm going to ask people to help me out. Eventually, you will create that for yourself. But as long as you keep on thinking, oh, no one helps me, I'm on my own, how can I do this? It's going to be very difficult. It's going to be impossible. You're literally self-hypnotizing into disempowerment. So should I make my inner dialogue more positive? It's not the only way. So that's important, indeed. You want to talk to yourself like your lifestyle positive coach, like your best friend, as opposed to your inner critic. But also you want to realize that there are a lot of people out there. Talk to people, open yourself, give them a chance. And many will say no, many will not look at you, but some of them will see you, and some of them will help you. There are people out there. No one succeeds on their own. We are creatures that exist in herds. We need people. We're hardwired for that. And it's not just for survival, but also for thriving. Lifestyle chat. Yes, I can't grow around the current people in my life. It's very hard. Also in my environment, I can't grow. I feel boxed in. It's very deliberate. Yes, so I was saying she tells everyone how she grew up myself, also my younger brother. Okay, so this is it. She said, he said, you know what? Stop seeing those people. They are infecting your mind. Giacomina, very good. Thank you. Change the narrative. I get it. You speak well. Thank you so much, Giacomina. I know it's not easy, but really, this is the basic of everything, as far as healing and growth are concerned. It's just one thing: changing the narrative. And that's for everything and everyone. Lifestyle chat. But people seem less. I tested in the fact I had to do the same. She was away with boyfriend, okay in the time. How I remember, I also spent a portion of my younger life having to stay home looking. So we're still talking about your past. I get it. Keep talking about it if you want. After my younger brother. Also, when my sister had these mental health episodes, my mom was not around, my dad was not around. They were both in the group. So yes, I get it. You had a childhood that sucked. I'm sorry. I feel that. But it's important to get to the point where you stop rummaging on it. So it's important for you to tell me so that I have an ID. But make sure that you don't spend so much time thinking, I had it bad because of this, because all that you're doing is to repeat that here and there. If you create those pictures in your head, those discussion in your head, you're going to feel it in your body, and this is going to affect yeah, your whole experience, your life, because we are creatures of feelings. Last touch of chat. They did not seem to care. My extended family were around, but myself and my younger brother mostly dealt with this on her own. Okay, I'm sorry to hear. What a show. Are you in Thailand? No, I'm not in Thailand. I wished I was in Thailand, but no, I'm not in Thailand. This live stream is from London, UK. Lifestyle chat. I didn't feel the need to tell everyone, to tell counselor, you know what? I was feeling this with all this on my own. No one was there for me, yet everyone seems to have this impression my sister was this martyr, so get mother. Okay. So you seem to have a lot of resentment for your sister, right? Um, yeah. Stop seeing them and just like recommended Jacomina, change the narrative. You don't need to worry about their opinions. They're just people who have never gotten you, and there's a big world out there. Find your tribe, find people with whom you can connect with naturally, without having to explain or defend or just justify anything. Um, Aurora, hello. Lifestyle, it's very annoying. Joe the boy, which light do you use on your left, Didi? My left, I've got a big one here, a big one there, and a small one there. So I don't know, here I've got a small ring, that's sort of light. There I've got a big one in front of me as well. I don't know what they're called. Dissert, let me rephrase. Sometimes I give solutions to others. Okay, so you're legit. Okay, let's try this. Sometimes I give solutions to others when I think they need it, but they tell me to back off. Okay, I get it. Okay, so in that case, I apologize for my assumption. It's just that I've got to be careful because there's so many trolls out there, and I want to make sure that I create a nice space for everyone. So what you are saying is that sometimes you give solutions to others, but people tell you to back off. And so very often we believe that we should try to solve everything for everyone. And not everyone wants a solution. Not everyone wants to be saved. Not everyone wants to be fixed. I think what we want to do is to read the room, is to pay attention to people's body language, facial expression, pay attention to how they feel. And then there's something that I use a lot, and it's the 3H. Before you say anything, think about it. And it goes like that. You need to suggest, do you want to be heard? As in, do you want me to listen to you? Do you want to be heard? Do you want a hug? Or do you want some help? You want to do this because very often we come from a good place. We want to help our friends, people that we care for, but not everyone wants some help. Very often, if people are trying to force themselves into giving advice and solutions, it's going to make them feel bad about themselves. They're going like, I didn't ask you anything. Do you think I'm stupid? Or also, some people may think, I don't want to change. Can't you accept me for who I am, the way that I am? So there are many different ways to look at it. But really, the whole idea behind this is to accept that we can't help everyone and we shouldn't be helping everyone. There are some people at some time, and we can do some things sometimes, but we don't want to let go of that habit. Right? If people tell you to back off, it means that there's a discrepancy between your intention and how it's received on the other end. And so, read the room, pay attention to people, and see. And as I said, ask them: do you want to be heard? Do you want a hug? Or do you want me to help you? That's how we connect with people at a deeper emotional level. Balaclava boy, today, what a show. That's good. You start alone and must be for real freedom, and then you see the good people and not just concentrate on evil. It feels incredible. Okay, I'm not sure that I understand, but you seem happy, so I'm happy about this. Thank you. Kelly Stevens, yes. Change my interpretation of it, not the inner critic's negative outcome. Yes. Everything can be seen from a different perspective. Everything. And we suffer never from a situation, but always from our interpretation of that situation. I can give you a very simple example. If I'm insecure and someone tells me no and I feel rejected, I'm not suffering because they said no to me. I'm suffering because I have translated that no into rejection. To me, if they said no to me, what it means is that I am not enough, I'm not worthy, I'm inferior, I'm not good enough. Oh, and now that's what hurts. But if I can change the narrative and tell myself, the fact that they say no hasn't got nothing to do with me. They just say no because X, Y, Z. Then now I don't need to feel bad about myself. It had nothing to do with my value as a human being. And this is how we change the narrative. And even better than that, we can even make it a positive. It was not a rejection, it was a redirection, because the universe knows better. And so that job position, that romantic story was not available. It was not for me. But it's good because it's telling me that there are a lot of other stuff for me in that direction instead. Joe the Boy, absolutely true. Okay, thank you. Joe the Boy, positive self-talk is so important if you have a critical inner voice. Yes, it's one of the things we can do, but again, it's not that simple. A lot of us, we can't have positive self-talk. It depends. So we don't want to become toxic positive. But it's true that positivity, for those of us who can access and practice it, is a great thing to do. Theory and Ink. Oh, hello, Theory and Ink. Hi, Didi. I found out my cat has cancer. I'm sorry to hear that. And he's only 6 and will die. He's my best friend. I'm devastated with grief, guilt, etc. Also ruminating the meaning of it all. The meaning of it all. Do you have any wisdom about pets? Yes. It's the same with people. Your cat is still alive. So the first thing I would say to you is to spend as much time as you can with your cat. And try to create memories consciously. So we had dogs. We don't have any anymore. But our second dog, Lily, was a little French bulldog, and I loved her. I mean, I love all dogs, but she was my special little dog. And when we knew that she was about to die, I made sure that I spent as much time as I could with her, and I would record everything. So I would have on my chest, I really record the smell, the heat, the feeling, the noise, the sound, the visual, and I would really spend a lot of time imprinting my mind of all these memories. And I did it also with Alfie, our last dog, who was also very old. I made sure that after a lot of pictures, a lot of time together, a lot of moments, really recording all of this information in my brain. And then when they're gone, what we want to do is to think, okay, I've done my job. We all die at some point. It's inevitable, all of us. But I've done my best to give them the best life they could have. And this is what matters. I loved them as much as I could love them, and they loved me as much as they could love me as well. And now that they're gone, whenever I feel sad, I can close my eyes and I can feel and I can remember everything. I can remember how it felt, the sound, the noise, the density of the body, the softness of the fur, all of those things. I can remember everything, and I will remember all my life because I spent so much time doing this. So this is what I would say to you. On one hand, you want to appreciate that you've done your best. They had a good life. Your cat, I'm sure, had a fantastic life thanks to you. And some of us live longer, some of us live shorter, some of us have an illness, an accident, some of us still die of natural age, and it's okay. What matters is not any of those things, because it was always meant to happen somehow. What matters is that you've done your best and that your cat did their best, and that's it. And then uh, think about your cat, being in cat heaven. And the one thing that I would suggest to you is, if for some of us, the best way to deal with the loss of a pet is to get another one. Because as soon as you have another one, now you can be focused on that one. And you can still have some time thinking about the other one, but really it's about accepting that mortality was always meant to happen. And so, yes. Did that help? Farian Inc. Last chat. My childhood did not suck. Okay. Okay. I'm feeling confused here. If you say that it didn't suck, it didn't suck. For me, everything that you say transpires. But if you say that it didn't suck, that's fair enough. In that case, everything that I said is wrong. Forget about it, and let's start from scratch. Lifestyle chat. I'm not always ruminating. It's very complicated to explain. I didn't say that you're always ruminating. I'm talking about the moment when you're ruminating. And I hope that we can agree on that. Lifestyle chat. I can't just stop seeing them. I have no one else in my life. I need support from friends and family, which I'm have. Okay. So in that case, just carry on. I'm suggesting you what I believe is the best. But if it's not possible for you, or if it's too hard for you to do, in that case, carry on the way it is. And at some point, you may realize maybe Didi was onto something, and maybe I should do something about it. We can always do something, but we're so conditioned into believing that this is my only possible reality that we don't even challenge ourselves and we don't even try. And I know that it's not easy with family, but really, that will be my first recommendation to you is to, it doesn't have to be definite. Maybe at least take a break from them for a week. Don't see them for a week or a month and see how it goes and see how you feel about yourself within that week or that month. Joe the boy, so sorry to hear that, furry and ink. I hope you make the rest of the time with your cat memorable. Yes. Lifestyle chat, which I already have issues with. I have my son is 7, single mom. I need all the support I can get, which is already limited by them. Okay. Okay, so I understand what you mean. Yeah, and many of us are in those situations. What I'd say is, in that case, it doesn't have to be nuclear. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. Maybe think about working on a strategy so that over some period of time you can change some things in your life so that you can see them less. Until then, if you need them because they are providing, helping financially or in any which way, then tell yourself, I'm doing this because I get that from doing this. So then we shift your experience, and then you may feel a bit better about yourself because instead of focusing on, oh, I hate this happening, you're going to be thinking, I'm choosing to do this because I'm getting this from that. And so that's slightly better, right? Lifestyle chat. It's not a way to just go out there and find your tribe to find new people. It's possible. So I understand that it's not easy, and I can see that you're very reactive, and I understand this. We can be overwhelmed. Life can be really, really depressing, and we can be, overwhelmed. But it's possible. So if you are happy to talk about this, we can explore those conversations. If you feel that it's too much, that it's impossible, then we talk about something else. Lifestyle chat. People, for the most part, do not want to know, especially when you're grown of age. People do not want to know. So I would disagree with that. Some people do not want to know. Some people do. It's about finding the right people. You'll be surprised. If you give people a chance, if you can overcome the fear of rejection, you may realize that there are some nice people out there. There are some good people out there. There really are. But it's for you to explore that yourself, if you can. Joe the boy. I empathize with people who have family drama. Okay. Desert. Thank you so much. That is great. Fantastic. Thank you, Desert. Okay. Again, my apologies for doubting you. But again, you understand, internet, crazy place. But thank you, Desert. I'm glad you appreciate. Dawn Woodland. Thank you, Didi. It's nice. Just hear a friendly voice. Thank you, Dawn. I'm glad that my voice is friendly to you. Lifestyle chat. So my son's dad is Afghan. He has lived in the UK for so long. Okay. He has a son from previous relationship, Indian lady. Furry and ink. Thanks at Joe the Boy. PKC123. The sound is off. Sync. Not sure if it's just my phone. Okay. Guys, could you confirm this for me, please? I'm just going to carry on. But if you have any problem with the sound, do let me know. And I wouldn't know what to do anyway, but at least I would know that there is a problem. If not, I would assume that it's your phone. PKC. Dawn Woodland. I find it so hard to trust or believe anyone after my abusive friendship and relationships. It is not easy. It is not easy. It's true that when we are let down by some people, we create a system. and we get to be suspicious of everyone because we don't want to be hurt again. But maybe the easiest way to reconnect with something would be with animals, with nature. You know, I think it's something that we can all do. And now that it's getting warmer, we can go out in gardens and parks and sit down. I do that all the time. I love it. And look at the squirrels, the birds, the pigeons, the trees, the happy people. It's a start. But yeah, they are good people. Again, if you suffer from anxiety or depression or any of those things, from social anxiety, um, nothing that what I said would be of any use unless and until you address those problems. Lifestyle chat. My son's stepbrother's birthday on the weekend. Ask him if he wants for anything. With myself, mother, and sis, my son. He said to speak to his dad about it, then let me know. I did this. We all came to conclusion where we spent a day trip on his birthday. Yesterday he said he has arranged to spend his birthday with his foster family and friends. I don't mind this. I understand this. His dad phoned me yesterday to tell me this. Then he to talk about his friend who was living with. Dawn, he's in cat heaven. Yes, yes, absolutely. Cat and doggy heaven. Fairy and ink. That's a good advice. Thanks. And I was going to ask about cat heaven. Yes, of course. I believe that there's a heaven for everything and everyone. Lifestyle chat. That it was better and cheaper to live with his friend than where he is now in his own flat. Fairy and ink. I'm going to take your advice. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Fairy and ink. Just 1 second, please. It's some fluid. Fairy and ink. I feel better. Thank you. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you. Lifestyle chat. No, everything you said was correct. Okay, thank you. I don't know. I'm happy. Only my childhood didn't suck. My sis had a nervous breakdown when I was in my 20s. Not childhood. Okay. So your childhood didn't suck. Okay. So your childhood didn't suck. Sorgon. Hello. Lifestyle chat. My mother went to America. I immigrated to America to live with my mum and see her side of my family in the US. This was the best time. See, the whole of the story did not suck. Okay. No one ever said the whole of the story. All I'm saying is that when we have a problem, it's because maybe even, again, I am not an absolutist. I say things based on some basic stuff, right? But nothing is ever all. I mean, for some of us, our whole childhood was horrible and sucked. But maybe some aspect of your childhood sucked, and those aspects of your childhood that sucked created the problems that you have now with your belief system and your sense of self. That's what I'm saying. Nothing is ever just without it. Lifestyle chat. What sucks is returning to live in the neighborhood where I grew up and people who I did not even grow up with, people I did not know, seem to think they know everything about me, think they know everything about my childhood. Sorgon, hi Didi. Just wanted to say thank you for all your great support sentences. Thank you so much, Sorgon. I'm glad you appreciate. Lifestyle have created some narrative in their head about me, my life, my mum, and seem to trust some deliberate controlling manipulation of the environment around me about it. Okay. So yeah, I don't know what to do about this. You're finding it hard because everyone where you live now are being quite toxic to you. Focus on the good ones. I'm sure that there are some good people, right? Or are they all like that? Florian Inc. Very cool mug. Yes, thank you. It's the Avengers. I used to be a comic books geek before it was trendy. So I'm talking about it like many decades ago. And I love the movies. Really, for me, it's like a dream come true. But I used to read all those comics when I was very young, 70s, 80s. And so, yeah. Lifestyle chat. Yes, I don't know what to do about it either. Accept that, some people will not accept you, some people will, and then do your best to hang out with the right people. I think that's what we should all do in those sort of situations. Do you think it's something you can do? Lifestyle chat. Oh my gosh, Brandon Lee, Bruce Lee's son, was so fit. Shame what happened to him, OMG. Okay, I'm not sure where this comes from, but fair enough. Lifestyle chat. His sister does a lot of work now to carry on Bruce Lee legacy, yes. Why are we talking about Bruce Lee now? Is it because this? I'm not sure. Lifestyle chat, laughing face emoji. Okay. For the little story, my dad was in the same school as Bruce Lee in Hong Kong when he was young. And back then, he was a bad boy, always fighting with everyone. Furry and ink random. Yeah, well, it's okay. Lifestyle chat. Oh my god, yes. Yeah, Hong Kong is very small. And my mum used to see Jackie Chan as a child performing in the street. Furry and ink. Didi, thank you for all of your shorts. You're the best. Thank you so much. And thank you for all of your interventions as well. I always appreciate your comment. Thank you for the support. Lifestyle chat. Wow, what a story. What a show. Nice. Lifestyle chat. Wow. My claim to I don't know, cool stories. Okay, it's 7:30. I'm going to stay a bit longer. I generally stay up till 8 o'clock. But again, guys, if you have anything you want me to talk about, just ask. This is how I function. I feed on questions. What a show. So cool, bro. All right, thank you. Lifestyle chat. So what annoys me is the way he has to mention living with his friends. Okay, so we can talk about this. The way he has to mention living with his friends, he does deliberately to show where his loyalty are. So when someone says or does something that annoys us, it's because we believe that it's important. We believe that it matters. But then what you could do is to disarm this by thinking, I don't care about what they say. I don't care about what they think. They don't matter to me. And also, everyone has got a different perspective. I don't need to get validated by everyone. I don't need to be liked or understood by everyone. I know who I am. And I know that a handful of people that I care for know who I am, and that's all I need. Lifestyle chat. Not with me, but with his Muslim Asian crew. So what do you mean? I'm tired of the racism, also the hypocrisy. In that case, are we talking about your ex? I'm confused because there was a lot of people in your family. Are we talking about your ex or the father of your kids or something like that? From Afghan, his son also, the family he lived with are Muslim. So is it someone that you care for? Is it someone that you need to see? Yes, my son's dad and his son. My son's dad and his son. Okay. So what about him? Why do you need them to show you anything? Maybe they're not meant to do that, and you can let them be. You know what? You don't like me. You do your thing. You do your thing. I don't care. Do your thing. What do you need? Why do you need them to change for? I think the right people will come into your life. People who don't believe you, people who side against you, people who gang up against you. They're the bad ones, as far as you're concerned. And so spend less time with them. Just see them because of whatever you need to do in regards to your son. But then be very precise. But don't chill with them. Choose better people to hang out with. Fury and ink. I'm going to hang out with my cat now. Fantastic. Didi, congrats on 10K followers on your amazing channel soon. Okay, I was like, already soon. I do check it around then, and I'm not there yet. I'm 991, but thank you for noticing it, for unique. Lifestyle chat. True. But if I was Muslim, they would be more inclusive. Yes, maybe, absolutely. But then thinking about it will not make you feel better. So it's better to think, you know what, people are people. Some people are nice, whether they are Muslim, Christian, atheist, or Buddhist, or Hinduist, or Sikh, or whatever. And as far as that person is concerned, they're not nice. It's not because they are Muslim; it's because they are them. Um, and so, yeah, uh, maybe you're experiencing racism in your own way, and it sucks. And I'm sorry about that. It could be possible, but if that's the case, just disengage with them. Lifestyle chat. I would choose better people to chill out with, but I don't meet or see better people. Find them. So this is your job. It's for you to find out how to make this happen. Nowadays, because of internet and online, it's easier than ever to find groups, perhaps, who share the same interests as you, and then go out, talk to people. Lifestyle chat. More Chinese as well. Yes, a lot of racism. I do disengage, and it is very lonely. It's only lonely if you believe that they're the only people in the world. If you can be reminded that there are other people, and that it's for you to find out where they are and how you can meet them, then you will be able to meet more people who are more like-minded, like you, like me. We're talking together right online, and yet I don't know where you are, but it's still happening, and so you can make this happen. Lifestyle chat. Everywhere I go, I'm alone, and with my son alone, and with my son, it's lonely, and also it's not good for my mental health. I agree with you. It's not good for your mental health to be on your own and to think that you're alone. Find people. Lifestyle chat. Yes, you're right. When I stay too much in this area, I go mad. Yes, move. You have legs, right? You can take the car or public transport. Um, Lifestyle chat. You are right about that. Thank you. I'm in Solihull. Okay, I don't know where it is. I know the name, but let me see. Solihull, town in England. 126,000 people. It's quite a lot of people. I'm sure there are some nice people there. In Warwickshire. Sounds like a lovely place as far as what I see of it from Wikipedia. A lot of old houses. That looks very nice. Lifestyle. I will come to see you in Covent Garden one day. Outskirts of Birmingham. Okay. Yes, every day. Everybody's lovely here. So there you go. Everybody is lovely. So talk to them. Try to connect with them at a deeper level. If you find them lovely, that means that you can say hello, goodbye, or please. So maybe you can say a bit more. One thing that is nice, that helps everyone, starting with themselves, is random act of altruism. So if you can do little things like holding a door open, saying something nice, if someone else left some rubbish, put it away yourself because the bin is just there. Little things like that, and that will allow you to also connect with people. That's a good thing to do. Lifestyle chat. I really don't want to connect with these people. But then you said everybody is lovely here. So who are we talking about? Are you talking about who is lovely and who do you not want to connect with? Or is it that they're lovely but you don't want to connect with them despite the fact that they're lovely? I'm a bit confused here. Lifestyle, yes, contradictive. Yes, contradictive. It's a tricky one for me to understand. If you don't feel ready to talk to people, then just don't. Sometimes we need to go through some phase where we're not happy, and it's just the way it goes. But if you can find ways to do something about it, you would allow yourself to invite happiness back into your life. But again, I don't know what you're going through. And it's true that we can be sometimes overwhelmed. I believe that because it's becoming warmer now, people are also more accessible. So it's a good time for you to come out again and to speak with people and to reconnect with them. I'm exploring Solihull. I'm looking up the High Street. That looks nice. Oh well. Yes, I was out today. Okay. Did you speak to anyone? Did you notice that people's energy is different when it's warm and sunny? Does it make you want to maybe talk with people? De, de la Rashafi. Hi Didi. I worked on my issues the last couple of weeks. I feel more grounded, but I'm also trying to meet people. But it's super scary, and I always love to talk deep, and for the most, I feel too much. Okay. So the one thing that you want to conquer is the accept that some people will not get you. Accept that some people will not understand you. Accept that some people will not like you. Accept that some people will not want to speak to you. And trying to speak to people is not about getting the outcome. If you focus on the outcome, oh, do I come across like an idiot? Do they like me or not? What are we thinking about? Now we are feeling bad and we're going to sabotage the whole operation. Instead, think, you know what? I want to come out. I want to do this for me. I want to learn the skill to talk, to open myself up, to and then see what happens. And expect for some people to look at you like, what the hell is wrong with that person? But it's okay. It doesn't matter because then say, all right, no worries. Bye bye. Go somewhere else. Learn how to focus on yourself and do things for you. And at some point, you will attract the right people in your life with whom you'll be able to have some very deep conversation about some very specific subjects, but only you thought liked. Focus on the doing, not the outcomes. Think about it like a skill that you want to learn how to develop, like personal growth kind of thing. I do this myself. I go to my local parks and I talk to people. And sometimes there are some people who are on their own, having the sandwich, and I sit next to them, and I always ask them, "Would you rather be quiet or would you rather have a chat?" And they always say, "Oh, I'm happy with being quiet." Okay, no worries. And then the next moment we start to talk, and eventually we talk about philosophy, psychology, spirituality, stuff like that. Even though we're just having a sandwich during their lunch break. I think people are all worried about other people. You know, this is the case with many of us. So someone has got to start. One has got to start, and it starts with again accepting that not everyone will like us, and it's okay. It's not about getting success doing the thing. It's about trying to do something that feels right for us. And as we do more of this, that's how we become more confident, and it becomes easier to talk to people. Lifestyle chop chat. I try to encourage him to make new friends with other kids because on holiday he's on devices a lot at home. He wants to stay at home while I want to go out. Okay. So basically, your son wants to stay at home, and you want to go out, and you want to take him out, but he doesn't want to come with you. It's a tricky one, because there's a lot of conflict. I can feel a lot of things happening throughout our conversation. It's not easy. There's a lot of things in your mind. And so I wouldn't know where to get started with that. For your son to come out with you, he needs to feel safe with you. And he needs to also, if you go out, he needs to feel safe with you outside. So he needs to feel a connection with you, and he needs to feel that he's safe with you outside. And so maybe there are some element of that, and also there's also the fact that he's going through his own thing. Um, yeah, you can't be mad. I don't know if you are, right? I'm not suggesting, but I'm just saying we can't be mad at our kids who don't want to go out. We want to understand why. And there's always something to do with our own energy. Can't slice bread, does it? Hi, hi, hi. Lifestyle chat chat. To be honest, I think today I finally accepted that I need to move on from my son's dad. I feel like I wanted to vomit. Okay. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. Move away. Again, see him whenever you need to do this because your son needs to see his dad every now and then. But you don't have to do anything extra. Do the bare minimum. And also tell him, you know what, I would have loved to do more with you, but I feel like I'm always ganged up against, and so I don't like this. And so because of that, I think it's better that I do my thing, you do your thing. Every now and then you see our son, and that's it. Dolara Shafi, thank you so much, Didi. You always say the perfect thing to me. All right, thank you so much, Dolara Shafi. It's always easy for me with strangers that I know I will never see again. But if I try to be friends or more than that, I care too much. Yes, so learn to be present. When you meet people, what matters is not an investment of your time, as in, oh, I'm going to make sure that we're creating a friendship that lasts forever. It's about you sharing a moment with someone. That's it. We never know if we're going to see anyone ever again. And so accept that this moment is all varies, and it's a great thing. We can share, we can use that moment to talk about something, to appreciate something together. And then that's it. There's no contract, there's no secret contract of friendship here. It's really about you enjoying the moment with someone. And if you do it again and again and again, eventually that turns into a friendship, right? But if it doesn't, it's also okay because you will have shared a moment with a stranger, and that's still something nice to do and to have as a memory. Um, Lifestyle chat. I already have. We live in different towns. I do the bare minimum. He does the bare minimum. Okay, so it's good. So why are you annoyed by him? Right? If you did the bare minimum, you wouldn't be annoyed by him. If you're annoyed by him, it's because you're still, and it may be at a subconscious level, but you're still expecting something from him. You're expecting him to behave in a certain way, to certain things, to do certain things, perhaps. But if you really could get to a place where I don't give an F about anything at all, so now he can't affect you. If he is affecting you in any which way, it's because there's a part of you that still seeks some sort of validation from him. Lifestyle, he does the absolute bare minimum. Lifestyle. In fact, he does nothing, just goes to work, smokes and drinks, and tells me about gambling, his money. Tells me about his bosses and his friends who are married with their own children. He does and says to make me feel bad, to remind me they're together and I'm on my own. Okay, so that's why. So again, okay, no. So you're feeling bad because he's telling you that you're on your own and he's not. So in that case, just focus on yourself and tell him, you know what, whatever I do is none of your fucking business. You do your thing. If you like to smoke and drink and gamble, that's your life. But I'm doing my thing. Find something to focus on. I think this is maybe the core of your problem. You're thinking about what he's thinking, you're comparing, instead, just find something that can make you feel good about yourself. Find out if there's something that you can do, a project, something that you can create, something that excites you, something that stimulates you, and focus all of your energy on that thing. Instead of thinking about what he does, what he says, how he comes across, how he shows up. None of those things should matter. But we often do that if we have no nothing exciting in our mind, in our life. So because there's nothing exciting, we're allowing for the old thoughts to come back and we feel bad about it. But if you can be busy doing something that excites you now, you don't need to give him any brain space anymore. Lifestyle chat to remind me we're together and I'm on my own. K. Stevens, I love you, Vid. I love you, Vid, or I love you, Didi. Well, thank you for both anyway. I'm glad you appreciate my videos and myself. Thank you, Kay. Okay. We're 10 minutes away from the end of the live stream. So again, if you have anything else you'd like to ask, now's the time. But lifestyle chat, did anything that I said made sense or helped at all? We tend to spend a lot of time and energy and focus on feeling sorry for ourselves, and it's totally normal. It's very human. I've done that for 38 years of my life. But then we could, if we could realize that we can use the time, the focus, and the energy on creating something else, now that's where everything changes. So again, it's a skill, it's a journey. It takes time, but this is what we want to do. We want to realize that you can create something that matters to you, that matters to you so much that you never need to think about whatever they are doing or saying to you. Lifestyle chat. Talk to me. If I want to talk to people and meet new people, I always have to initiate. It gets very draining to keep pouring. I think you're in a bad place. I think everything seems to be very hard and overwhelming to you. I can feel it. I can feel the resistance. I find it difficult, I've got to say, to communicate with you today. I'm here and I will always do my best, but I can feel there's a lot of negative energy going on. And so if you're overwhelmed, do you want to talk about that? Do you want to talk about depression? Are you burnt out? Are you obsessed with something? I think this is what we want to talk about. Everything else is just you reacting to your life because there's something inside of you, but it's not making you feel good. Would you like to talk about this instead, lifestyle chat? I think we've been talking about the wrong thing all along. We've been looking at the wrong place all along. Lifestyle chat. To keep giving and not getting anything back. I thought that's what I was doing. No, because we're talking about the state of your life, which is the byproduct of your state, as opposed to your very state. You're looking at the world, and this is bad things, as opposed to finding out why you're feeling like that. What are the patterns of thoughts? Okay, so let me try to make it clear. What are the patterns of thoughts that makes you feel bad? And what you do of your life? What you do with your life? Are you fulfilled at work? Lifestyle chat. What is the wrong thing and what is the right thing? The wrong thing is to complain about the state of our life, because this is the result of how we feel. So it's like, again, being angry at the reflection in the mirror. The right thing is to tell me, you know what, I feel like that every time that this is happening. So what I need is patterns. Yeah. I'm feeling like that because of everything I'm talking about and telling you here. You know what? If you can come back Friday, I'll have a different perspective to that. Now there's only like a few minutes left before the end of the live stream. So, but maybe we can approach it from a different perspective. I think I've been looking at the wrong place when you were telling me all of those things. So different days, I have different states myself. So maybe, yeah, I was not able to grab what you wanted to say. So if you want to come back, if you can come back Friday, I'm more than happy to resume that with everything that you said in mind and maybe provide you a different perspective. Again, it's about patterns, it's about changing the narrative. I think the reason why I was feeling difficult is because there was a lot of contradiction and a lot of yes but no, but yes but no, and I think there's a part of me that reacted to that. So I apologize. Again, I'm learning how to be a better human being and let go of things. But this is why I find it difficult, and I'm acknowledging it with humility. Um, and so essentially, I felt that you were resisting me and you were going against me, but I know that it's not the case. So I'm just trying to explain this. In regards to all of your problems, what you want to do is to find out what are the patterns of thoughts that are getting you to think and feel the way that you do. And then, based on those patterns, we want to change the narrative, the interpretation of what is happening. I think this is what I want to say, right? And so, whatever problem that is, if you can change the way you look at that thing, that's how you start to feel better about yourself. I hope it makes sense. K. Stevens, too much pressure, lifestyle, they expect too much from you. Tell them no and get you some space. Okay, so that's valid. An advice from K. Stevens to Lifestyle Chat. Yes, Lifestyle Chat. Yes, this is what I said. It is too much. I am overwhelmed. I don't know myself what I wanted to say. Yes, because I'm being again stalked. YouTubers talk about it on here, but it's very difficult. Things to go through, also to explain. Okay. So I don't know what to say now. Did any of the last thing that I said before I read you made sense? Find out the patterns and find a way to change the narrative. I think that's what I've been trying to do clumsily today with you. But if you are not happy with the situation of your ex in regards to your family and you change the narrative, change your life or change the narrative. I can give you a solution. And it's not a direct one, it's something that you need to think about and find a way to apply in your life. But when we're facing something that we don't like, there's only three possibilities. We can either try to change it directly, do something about it in this moment, or we can accept that there's nothing we can do and then choose to focus our mind on something else that has got nothing to do with that. So we can meditate, or we can do something that makes us happy, or we can think about it and suffer from it. That's it. And so we don't want to suffer from it. This is what you've been doing all along, and it's not nice. And so you want to choose either do something about it in this moment, or if you try to do everything and there's nothing else you can do, accept that this is it. Just accept it. For now, there's nothing else that I can do. So I'm going to accept this and I'm going to try to do something else that makes me happy, to take my mind off that thought. Does that help? Lifestyle chat. Okay, thank you. Yes, a lot of what you said makes sense. Okay, fantastic. Thank you. Especially what you said earlier. I'm surprised of the conclusion you come to, and it's very accurate. Thank you. All right, thank you. Thank you. Okay, I was not sure. Okay, thank you. Yes, too much expectations. Thank you, Kay. Okay. So we're having a little bit of positive eventually by the end. Okay. But also, sometimes we feel overwhelmed, and it's important to just accept and feel the overwhelm, and then eventually it will withdraw, just like everything else, because nothing lasts forever. As long as you don't think about it, if you feel the feeling, it will go. We don't need to have everything in control, everything perfect all the time. So lifestyle chat. That was a big chat today with you. I'm not sure if we came up with anything much useful to you. But if you want to come back Friday or any other time, do, and I would love to continue that conversation with you, and hopefully see that things are getting better for you. In the meantime, I'm going to slowly say goodbye. It's 8 o'clock. Thank you everyone who's been watching in the background. For those who don't know me yet, I'm here every Wednesdays and every Fridays from 6 p.m. UK time. So now in the UK it's BST, British Summer Time, not GMT. And all my live streams are always to be found, and you can always replay them the next day on my channel. So make sure to subscribe. I will appreciate your support. If you don't subscribe, if you haven't subscribed already, I'm also on TikTok. And finally, if you need any more details about me as a therapist and coach, you can send me an email. There's a link on my bio, and we can organize something maybe. Lifestyle chat. I think actually what I find, but I didn't mention, I'm living in flat above the shops. Okay. Desired. Thank you so much. Blessings. Thank you. Lifestyle chat. They are being renovated. Maintenance guys every day outside my windows. I think this is why I'm feeling overwhelmed. The gossip. You're right. Okay. Thanks. Thank you. Guys, I love you all. Take care. Look after yourself. Bye bye. Bye bye. Lifestyle chapter. Until next time. Be kind to yourself always. And bye for now.